$40 million. That is the loan that is about to blow up in your hands, and the man on the phone is not a borrower. He works for a bond insurer 3 layers above every lender you have ever met, and he is explaining, very calmly, that your entire credit facility can be frozen tonight. This is level 7. $500 million loaned out across 300 deals over 24 years, and you are about to find out you never owned a single dollar of it. But rewind. Let's start at level 1, with $12,000 of your own savings and a belief that private money never sleeps. There are 7 levels between that first check and the phone call happening right now. Here is the number that should scare you. Fewer than 2% of private lenders who start under $50,000 ever cross the 100 million mark in loans originated. This is that 2% story. And it costs a lot more than interest. Level 1. Age 23. You are sitting at your kitchen table with a cashier's check for $12,000, made out to a house flipper named Marcus, who needs cash in 5 days or he loses a foreclosure auction. No bank moves that fast. You do. This is not a war chest, it is your entire savings, every dollar you own, riding on a stranger's timeline. You charge him 14% interest and 2 points he signs, and you tell yourself this is business, not gambling. Your father disagrees. You're lending your rent money to a man you met 3 weeks ago. He says, "What happens when he doesn't pay?" You don't have an answer, because you have never done this before. You've only read about it in forum posts at midnight. Marcus pays you back in 4 months, $840 in profit, and for 1 week it feels like you invented something new. It isn't an empire. It's one loan, one borrower, and a level of sleepless nights every time his check arrives, even a day late. There is no LLC yet, no employee, no fund. There is just you, a spreadsheet, and the terrifying intimacy of watching your entire net worth ride on a construction crew you've never actually met in person. Level 2. Age 26. Word travels fast in small circles, and now 6 people have handed you money to deploy. Your uncle, 2 coworkers, and a dentist from your gym. $250,000 combined, pooled into short-term real estate loans you originate and manage yourself. You are no longer risking only your own money. You are risking relationships. At Thanksgiving, your uncle pulls you aside and says, "This isn't a loan to you, it's a loan through you, don't forget that." You form your first real entity, a small private fund, but you still personally service every file, call every title company, chase every late payment. One borrower goes 60 days delinquent on a $40,000 loan, a small slice of the pool, except it's your uncle's $40,000 sitting inside that file, and now every family dinner has a number attached to it that nobody says out loud. You collect eventually, with penalties, but the trust it costs takes longer to rebuild than the money ever did. Level 2 teaches you that private lending isn't a product. It's a relationship with an interest rate stapled to it, and once family money enters the pool, every default becomes personal, in a way no bank teller ever has to feel. Level 3. Age 29. $3 million is now moving through your loan book, 42 active files, more than you can hold in your own head anymore. You hire your first underwriter, a woman named Priya, who used to work risk at a regional bank, and on her first day she goes quiet, reading through your files for almost an hour. "You've been approving these on gut feeling," she finally says. "Half of these don't even have a clean title search attached." It stings because it's true. You built this on instinct and hustle, and instinct stops scaling past a certain number of files. You spend the next 6 months rebuilding your entire underwriting process from scratch while still closing new loans every single week, which means 80-hour weeks become the baseline instead of the exception. By year end, the book grows to $5 million deployed, but you miss your sister's wedding rehearsal dinner because a loan closes at 4 p.m. that same day, 3 states away, over a title issue only you know how to fix. You tell yourself there will be time later. Level 3 is where the business finally stops fitting inside your own skull and starts requiring other people you have to trust with money that was never fully yours to begin with. Level 4. Age 33. $25 million in committed capital now, a real fund structure, a private placement memorandum, quarterly calls with investors who use words like allocation and duration. From the outside, it looks like you made it. Your spouse sees something else. 1,200 logged hours on lender calls last year, a phone that never fully turns off, and a version of you that answers an investor email from a hospital waiting room the night your daughter is born. You're on a call while she was being weighed, your spouse says, flat, not yelling, which is somehow worse. The fund crosses $25 million in loans outstanding. Your management fee alone now exceeds your old salary from before any of this started, and you realize you haven't had a full weekend off in 14 months. Level 4 is where money stops being the scarce resource and time becomes the only currency you can no longer refinance. The papers finalize 18 months later. You keep the fund, you lose the house, you built it inside. If this level already sounds like your Tuesday, hit follow, because level 5 gets worse before it gets bigger. Level 5, age 37, $90 million in loans outstanding, and you've done the thing every private lender eventually does. You've taken on a warehouse line from a regional bank, borrowed money to lend money, leverage stacked on top of leverage. A compliance officer named Devin sits across from you with a binder thicker than any textbook you owned in college. You're not a lender anymore, he tells you. You're a regulated entity that happens to lend. Every loan now needs documentation that would have seemed absurd. Back at level 1, every investor call gets recorded. Every fund decision runs past outside counsel first. Your body starts sending the bill. Chest pains at 37 that turn out to be stress, not cardiac. But the doctor warns you that stress like this eventually picks a body part and goes after it permanently. You cut back on nothing because $90 million in outstanding loans does not pause for an EKG. Level 5 is where the freedom you originally chased at level 1 is completely gone, replaced by a structure so large it needs its own risk department, its own legal team, and a compliance officer telling you, in writing, what you're no longer allowed to decide alone. Level 6, age 42. $300 million loaned across the fund's history, 40 employees, offices in 2 cities. From the outside, this is the empire. From the inside, you know the real math. 60% of that $300 million isn't your investors' money at all. It's borrowed from 3 separate warehouse lenders on Wall Street, and their credit agreements carry covenants that can call your entire line due the moment defaults cross a specific threshold. A managing director named Colton, someone who has never once set foot in your office, calls you personally when a $15 million loan in your book goes 90 days late. We don't care about your relationship with the borrower, he says. We care about our covenant, and right now you're 4 basis points from breaching it. You spend 11 straight days restructuring one single loan to protect a credit line you didn't fully realize you were this dependent on until that phone call. Level 6 is where you discover the empire was never entirely yours. It was built on someone else's balance sheet the whole time, and the person who owns that balance sheet doesn't know your name at the holiday party, only your account number. Level 7, age 47. Back to that phone call. $500 million loaned across the life of the fund, 300 active deals, a company that employs 62 people who all genuinely believe you're the one steering this ship. But the voice on the line right now isn't Colton. It's Colton's boss, a woman named Reyes at the bond insurer that ultimately backstops the warehouse facility 3 layers up the chain above you, and she's explaining, without raising her voice once, that a $40 million concentration of loans in your book has tripped a covenant that could freeze your entire lending operation for 90 days. Sitting there, you finally understand something it took 7 levels to see clearly. You built a private lending empire that originated $500 million, and at no point along the way did you ever stop needing someone else's permission to lend the next dollar. The people who actually run this business sit 3 floors above every warehouse lender you've ever met, in offices you've never once been invited into, deciding the price of money itself before it ever reaches you. And you, with $500 million in originations attached to your name, are still just the person who absorbs the risk on the way down to the borrower. That's the real hierarchy nobody puts on the pitch deck. It was never lenders versus borrowers. It's capital, and everyone underneath it who still has to answer when it calls. You negotiate the 90 days down to 30. You keep the fund alive, barely, on a Sunday night phone call that ends at 2 in the morning. Monday morning, you're back on your desk approving a new loan anyway, because $500 million doesn't pay for itself sitting still, and neither does the version of you that built it. Next episode, we go inside the world of the debt buyer, the person who purchases $2 billion in debt, charged off debt for pennies on the dollar, and profits from the collapse everyone else already walked away from. Tell me in the comments which level broke you the most watching this. Level 2, where family money turns every dinner into an audit. Or Level 6, the phone call from a man who owns you and doesn't know your name.